Number, the number of the Latino in jail, it's something that the government supposed to pay attention to, because when President Donald Trump requested that or came out with the thoughts that the Latino are the criminal and the rapist is supposed to be sent back home, I think if there was any justice or any reasonable type of judge in America or district attorney, they should have supported President Donald Trump and better to close the jail than to keep their job, because the whole jail is packed, it's full with the Latino. There is no, before there were blacks, but there is no longer black people in jail. So you have maybe 10 black, like as I say, my dorm, the dormitory that I was, there were 10 blacks and about 15 Latinos. And it's not just that, and when you go to another dorm, you find maybe 2 blacks and the rest is Latino. They just they control, they're in charge. The jail belongs to them. The chief of the jail, Alex Villanova, is a Latino. Everyone is a Latino. The Los Angeles Attorney General is a Latino.
So basically, instead of having white power, they have Latino power.
Yeah, everything is Latino. The system is completely different. When you're outside of jail, then you see white people running all this stuff. You say business. No, that bullshit. When you go in jail, everything belongs to Latinos. They control, they tell you when it's time to sleep, when it's time to wake up. They tell you everything, because they are the number of them. There are so many of them, you can't just you can't say anything. It's just too many of them. Blacks is just the talk, that bullshit. When you go to jail, all the blacks, they zip. They don't talk no more, because so many of Latino, you can't just breathe.
Do you have any other scars or injuries you want to show us on your body that came from jail fights or anything that you had to defend yourself? Any other injuries or anything else on your body you want to show? Any marks?
This one, yeah, it is stabbing, same like the shoulder there, and then you have this also. This is kind of not is stabbing, is the Latino. They're making.
Can you turn your arm a little bit more to see this?
So the Latino, they have some type of homemade tools and they put together inside a socks.
So they allow them to have tools and weapons inside the jail, and nobody else can have weapons inside the jail but the Latinos?
No, they don't allow them. They have the opportunity to get them because the sheriffs, the whole sheriff department is Latinos. Everyone is Latinos. So there might be maybe one white, but the sergeants and everyone is Latino. So what's happened is, during the fight, the Latino sheriff, they will come, they pass the knife or they pass those kind of iron and stuff or anything that has metal in it. So the Latino, they're gonna put it inside the socks. It goes in there and they put that iron piece in it, and they tie this. Now they tie the socks up. Inside the socks they put that, and they put a apple. So they put those iron stuff and the apple. Now they're using that swinging on people, like so they can 1, 4, 5 Latino. They're gonna get one black guy on the ground, and the other one sit on the black guy, and they keep swinging on that stuff on the face. So and then when that is happening, the authority are sitting right there. They're not getting in the cell. They will not get in the cell, but they have some pepper sprays and some balls shooting from the distance while people are fighting inside there. They're shooting those stuff from the bars. And then when the war finished, the fight finished, it's not the police that stopping the fight, but it's the Latino themselves, inmates. They will stop the fight, and then after the fight is over, then they will now say, oh, their room is open. So when they say their room is open, meaning that blacks and them, they have to now get all their dead people, the people that have been beaten up down. We just have to get all our people down and stuff, and then the stuff back to the normal again.
Okay, then. Well, you know, in Hollywood, the Wilcox Station is the police station that usually does all the arresting in the area of Hollywood. And last year, the police department had to do a review on the police officers that were there. There were totally 503 police officers that had to be under review, and they went through their files. And do you know that only 3 police officers out of 500 police officers passed?
That I don't know.
Yes.
What I know is the watch commander is a Latino. His name is Docardo, some stuff. That I know.
Right. So this is during the time that they had Black Lives Matter marches and petitions last year. And the Wilcox Station had 503 police officers under review for their files of reports that they have made, such as yours. And only 3 out of 500 police officers passed their review. Which means that all of those 500 cops had fraud reports done from their precinct on Wilcox, the same police station that arrested you. Just like they gave you a fraud file, this is the type of activity that has been done against the Wilcox police station. And from my understanding, those 500 police officers were supposed to be laid off. I'm not sure if they were ever laid off or not, but that is word out in Hollywood that did happen last year. I'm not sure if they laid off 500 police officers or not, and if they're going to be part of being defunded or not, but 3 police officers out of 500, that's a really big number. That lets you know that you have police officers who are also crooked, who are criminals as well. They have a badge and create crime.
So
that could actually work in your favor. That could actually work in your favor, that report. So, are you planning to do any type of lawsuit?
Yes. The reason that I am waiting because not just the incident that happened here in the library. I had a prior incident which made me, after that incident, then I started using the library. What's happened is it's the same situation. I had a business. I actually did state my name, Bonju Champagne. I did. It doesn't matter. So what happened is on the prior incident, I had the same situation that the police, they write the false report. With the false report, with the thoughts, just out of thought, the stuff they imagined that I was doing. I was not doing what they thought I was doing, but they said I was doing what they said I was doing. And then from what they thought I was doing, they wrote a report according to what their thoughts told them that I was doing.
Do you know what they thought you were doing on the computer?
No, I'm talking about the previous, the prior incident before the library. They accused me before I became. I was not using the library. I had like a house business, everything going on. So then when I lost those stuff, then I started now using the library. And then also my attitude, the fact that I refused it to follow some of the instruction in the library is the fact it's just that I don't find it legal that someone has the authority to just come and disturb another person without a valid reason. So that's the reason why, because it was not a valid reason, they can just come and ask me something. But I was talking about what's happened is, to me before that, is before I lost my business and all other stuff, is the police, they accused me of printing counterfeit. They come, they enter into my business. They said, according to their investigation, they said they spent 2 months of investigating me and then 1 month of following me everywhere. They said they were following me in Las Vegas, in New York, and in every bar, hotel, restaurant. So if I go in the restaurant and I come out, they will go back after me, and then they get the receipt, and then they check how much I spend and all those stuff. So based on that particular activities, they concluded that I was using counterfeit, that that I had money, too much money, but without a source of where it come from, because they were trying to find out. They say that they check on their database, they say I don't have a regular job, and then also the point is they did not know that I'm not actually from here, that I did come from another country, then I brought my money here. So, but they, according to them, they say they're checking the system. It shows that I do not pay tax, and then also I do not have a regular job. But on my regular activity, it shows that I'm spending more cash than any person who had business, who had really like money. So therefore, they concluded that I am printing money, and then they come in cash. They seized the $30 billion in cash, and they seized the whole industry. They remove every single item.
You have $30 billion?
That's why they remove $30 billion in cash, and that's the
from your account. They removed $30 million
in cash, not in the bank, in cash. That's
you have $30 billion where in cash?
In cash, that was the money of the business I had. The business was called GF Vision Inc.
But where was the $30 billion located that they removed it?
The $30 billion was, we locked it, the money was locked into a private storage. That's where it was locked. Did the police go to your storage and take pictures of your money? And did they provide this evidence in court? The storage was packed, completely packed. The storage was the size of it was the size of, let me say, a regular 7-Eleven store. That's how the big size. So in the storage, the money was far behind. Then in front, they were all equipment, staging equipment, and also the 2 horses that you guys, people who knows Bonju Champagne, it comes with 2 horses, the 2 horses that was in front. So those equipment, they all been taken out.
So your storage, where's your storage located?
The storage was located right in Hollywood, up Hollywood and Library. That's when you go Hollywood and Library, then you go up a little bit, you get Franklin. So I had a big type of a warehouse that way, something.
So you had $30 billion in cash, in the regular Los Angeles Police Department came and seized your money, or the FBI seized your money?
The story is kind of tricky, because the Los Angeles police, LAPD, did not seize the money. The people that came to seize the money, it was the investigation from Ventura County. So Ventura County, what they did is they did not contact LAPD, but they were following me everywhere I was going. They say the reason is that I conducted a business in Ventura County. And then from that business, they started following me about what I did in Ventura County. And they say that I'm using counterfeit, but they did not have no evidence. In court, they didn't have no evidence, nothing about counterfeit, but only the report that it says counterfeit. So Ventura County police are the one who actually moved all the way from Ventura County out of their jurisdiction. They follow me in the morning. I had the office here.
Well, who are these people to follow you?
It's a police detective. The detective who was investigating my case, he was from Ventura County, not from Los Angeles.
So he's a detective from a Ventura Police Department?
Ventura Police Department.
But he took $30 billion, seized $30 billion of police department, but not an FBI agent or CIA.
Not just 30 billion. They seize every single equipment. I have a report of everything they seize. It's a long list of equipment that they seize. But the bottom line, the tricky part of it is after they seize everything, and again, the case went to trial.
And what happened with all this equipment and this $30 billion?
They keep everything. They did not show the equipment here in Los Angeles. They did not tell them nothing. The Ventura County came all the way from Ventura County. They come with trucks. They hire a truck.